बधाई देना चाहूँगा कि इंस्पाइट ऑफ इसकी लास्ट ईयर बहुत टफ था एज ए इंडस्ट्री, एज ए इकोनॉमी। आप लोगों ने जो कमिटमेंट दिखाया है, आप लोग उसको बधाई है उसके लिए। और ऑफकोर्स मैं उदयपुर स्टेट काउंसिल को भी बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि आप लोगों ने जिस तरीके से पूरे साल भर जो राजस्थान चैप्टर है या जो हम लोग चैप्टर में बैठते हैं उसके साथ जो कंसिस्टेंट लेवल पे डायलॉग स्टैब्लिश किया और जो कंटिन्यूटी थी वो रिमार्केबल थी, और जो सारे इश्यूज उठाए गए मतलब बहुत रिलेवेंट थे। और मुझे अच्छे से याद है कि इको का एक इशू था यहाँ पे, जिसमें कुछ लेवी लगाई जा रही थी, टैक्सेशन की लेवल राइट, उसको भी एक IT से जो मेरे संदर्भ में आई थी कि काफ़ी समस्या थी, उसको भी एक रिजॉल्व किया गया। काफ़ी आप लोगों ने जो बोला कि उदयपुर फर्स्ट फ्यूचर रेडी जो एक प्रोग्राम जो इनिशिएटिव चालू किया गया, उसको भी एक चालू करना, उसको एक कंटिन्यूटी देना भी बहुत उल्लेखनीय काम किया। और मैं आशा करता हूँ कि आने वाली लीडरशिप भी जो उदयपुर एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट सिटी है राजस्थान की, हम लोग जयपुर से आते हैं तो बहुत आशाओं से देखते हैं कि एक टूरिस्ट सिटी है, एक मार्बल सिटी है और अब तो IT हब बन रहा है, पुराना सामने बैठे हुए हैं। सो आई होप कि जो एक ओवरऑल जो एक कंटिन्यूटी बनी हुई है वो आने सालों में भी हम जो फ्यूचर लीडरशिप है उसके माध्यम से देख पाएंगे। एट राजस्थान CIA, आई थिंक द ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव अगेन रिमेन कि हम इंडस्ट्री की वॉइस कैसे बने, इंडस्ट्री के जो मुख्य चैलेंजेस होते हैं, जो उनकी बातें होती हैं, वो गवर्नमेंट तक कैसे पहुँचाएँ। और मुझे लगता है कि हम पिछले एक साल से काफ़ी, जब से मैं इन्वॉल्व हुआ हूँ CIA में, मैं देखता हूँ कि काफ़ी अच्छे लेवल का एंगेजमेंट है। और कल भी इनफैक्ट हम इंडस्ट्री सेक्रेटरी से मिले आलोक गुप्ता जी से, और उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करी कि अक्रॉस राजस्थान एक आप टूर करिए हमारे साथ, और जितने भी इंडस्ट्रीज के समस्याएं हैं, जितनी बातें हैं जो कि एक व्यक्तिगत तौर पे नहीं है, एक इंडस्ट्री लेवल पे है, बिकॉज आपने राइजिंग राजस्थान बनाया, आपका एक पर्पस बन रहा है इस गवर्नमेंट का कि हम राजस्थान को एक अच्छा औद्योगिक इंडस्ट्रियल दर्जा दिलवाएं। और कंपटीशन बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है फ्रॉम ईच स्टेट, इट्स नॉट इजी टू बिल्ड दैट। सो आई थिंक ही वाज मोर और लेस ओके, इतना इजी नहीं होता है ऑफिसर्स को एक सिविल पे लेके आना, बट हमने काफ़ी पुश किया उसके लिए। जो पिछले एक साल से हम हर फोरम पे जाता हूँ, पर्सनली मैं जाता हूँ, तो मैं सबसे पहले यही बोलता हूँ कि यार आपको इंडस्ट्री की बात सुननी चाहिए, बिकॉज कई बार आप इंडस्ट्री की बात सुनते हैं तो उसको कंप्लेंट मानते हैं, बट इफ यू कैन हैव मोर आई वुड से कंस्ट्रक्टिव व्यू, देन आई थिंक industry can actually put their views holistically and give them a patient hearing, and by doing that, you're allowed to get the real feedback, and then only we can progress. So I think उस मामले में मैं नितिन जी और पूरी टीम का बहुत ही धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा आपके माध्यम से कि ये बहुत कंसिस्टेंटली बात करते हैं, और ये सिस्टम इतना ईजी नहीं होता है, बट मैं जितना भी CIA को समझा हूँ 150 साल के इतिहास में कि ये बॉडी बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग रही है। यदि ये बॉडी नहीं हो तो इंडस्ट्री की वॉइस कौन बनेगा, राइट। तो ये जो मुझे लीडरशिप दी गई है, बीइंग इन अ बैंक डिफिकल्ट है मेरे लिए चलाना, बट बिकॉज मेरे पास दूसरा डेटा होता है, इंडस्ट्री दूसरी तरह से चलती है, बट आई एम पुटिंग माय बेस्ट फुट फॉरवर्ड सो दैट एक राजस्थान एक जो अभी भी मैं पर्सनली मानता हूँ कि अभी भी हम इंडस्ट्रियल स्टेट कैटेगरी में नहीं आते हैं, बट इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, चाहे वो टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री हो, चाहे वो हॉस्पिटलिटी हो, चाहे वो माइंस मिनरल्स हो, आजकल IT भी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होती जा रही है। सो कैसे ना कैसे करके हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और मुझे लगता है कि जब भी कोई CIA में लीडरशिप आती है उसका एक ही मकसद होता है कि हाउ टू बिल्ड दिस ब्रिज बिटवीन द गवर्नमेंट एंड द इंडस्ट्री, ताकि उसमें काफ़ी काम हो। आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर हम लोगों ने एक और इनिशिएटिव लिया, बिकॉज बीइंग इन अ बैंकर, we thought that one learning of me should be there with CIA, that let's start measuring data, और मैं अभी पीछे बात भी कर रहा था, ऋषित बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे और सुनील जी से, कि हाउ वी मेजर डेटा so that we can progress our growth, because otherwise we can't measure your growth. So that at CIA level I am putting lot much focus. Let's talk about data so that we can map the growth year on year, and then we we can actually be very honest to ourselves and to the government that are we growing or growing? Because overall, by 2030, I think the idea is to go, the GDP of Rajasthan should touching 350 billion. यदि आप हिंदी टर्म से बात करेंगे तो 35 लाख करोड़ है, एंड जो आज हिंदुस्तान करीब 4 लाख करोड़ की जीडीपी पे है, उसका हम करीब आज तो हमारा शायद 20 से 22 लाख करोड़ की जीडीपी पे है, एज राजस्थान. So to get to that 35 lakh crore की GDP by 2030, we need 10% GDP growth in Rajasthan, right? And that vision is not of CIA, that vision is of government of India, government of Rajasthan, right? So we need to push government of Rajasthan also that your vision is $350 billion economy by 2030, which makes Rajasthan has to grow by 10% every year. Right? I'm saying real GDP. Right? So I think to get that, if the CIA can help, and we all can come together and actually can talk to the government that we are all together, we are all with you in this mission, right? I think that CIA, we are pushing in every subject, we write only this, that government ने ये बोला है, हम इसी पे काम कर रहे हैं, हम इसमें बोला है. I think that one data, I think we should all own to make Rajasthan one of the most progressive economy in next 5 years. So we are working on that also. In terms of our own progress chart, because sometimes some members ask us कि CIA करता क्या है, what they do, and ये मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया, तो मैंने नितिन से पूछा कि यार you do so many things, why can't we just publish one newsletter every quarter end, and we have started building that newsletter from last 2 quarters. So 2 quarter के I hope we show that, but 2 quarter से आपको जो members हैं उनको online या उनको दिखता है, so that we are publishing it so that we can measure it कि हमने पिछले क्या points हमने लिए हैं, इस पे हमने government से काम किया है, and what are the outcome of it, so what we are working on. I think again the idea was to really document the progress of CIA in terms of value given to the members. I think that we have started this year. So I think couple of initiatives, in the last 4-5 months, so that because time is valuable to everybody. Right? So the idea is to be very objectively, do things so that the members get the right value from this association, and members can also come and put their views on the table. So I think these are the things from CI Rajasthan. Other than that, of course, we have Rajasthan chapter, Jaipur chapter, then we have Udaipur one, we have 3 YI chapters, Jaipur, Kota, Kashmir, right? We have a women network in Jaipur. So not many things have been done in last 6 months on sustainability, energy, training, skill training. I think there's a lot list in the newsletters. You can go through that, but I think at a CIA level, the whole idea is to also bring the value out of the subjects or the current trends, And I think on that side also, Nitin and team is doing a fabulously good job, The council meetings are happening on time, So that's all from our side, But again, heartiest conversation to Sunil Apto or Amit to keep keep the whole spirit of CIA in right shape. So thank you so much. Pleasure speaking to you. Yeah. So Nitin ji हमेशा मुझे कुछ करते हैं कि because I'm here, so if we can have an open house kind of thing for next 15 minutes, your input to us, your challenge to us, so that we can take up with the government, and can put some value around it. Right? Yeah. So anything in this open house to everyone. Please, thank you so much.
Can I be heard? Can I be heard?
Of course.
So we definitely did talk about the importance of mineral and marble presence in this region. Last weekend, I don't know if you were here, but those of you were here, it is said to have added 50 crores to the local economy due to the influx of tourists that we had. sadly, the kind of interest that we do get as a city, as a tourist city, there's not infrastructure to provide sort of a smooth experience whenever traffic does come in. It is sadly also an area where private players can't do a lot, at least not entirely. Things like public transport, availability of buses, or city buses, trams, or metro networks that can be added to the city network, which and does not take the additional burden of external vehicles. And how can we accommodate more travelers given a huge size? It's not a small city in a sense, it's a huge district. And how can we develop new tourist points, not just in the Udaipur district, but also Rath or Chittor, which is very highly underexplored. So, how is the organization already working on building maybe a public transport proposition to the local government, or if the state government calls the tips on that?
सुनील तो आखिरी है आपका शहर सुकेती आगे
So no, definitely we'll raise this thing to government for Udaipur definitely require this thing of improvement. So we'll definitely by the means of CIA we'll definitely raise this point to the government.
But can I come? Yeah. So my personal view is this, that this is out of the syllabus for CIA, because this is about the local people coming and pushing to the collectors, to the SPs, about the, because the urban infra in India is just going towards citizenship, because so many people are coming and want to stay in the urban cities, right? Be it Jaipur, be it Delhi, be it Mumbai, So I think it's more about how you deal with the local bodies, who are responsible for this, to build bridges, to build, so many things around the city, making this. I think that becomes a smart city, right? Yeah. Yes. So I think the local community has to go and raise their voice, and build this. I don't think CIA can do much of this on this traffic. Just get up. Just Nitin cannot cry. So we can note down so that. Yeah.
Yashwardhan Rawat, Vice President, Hotel Association of Udaipur. Talking about sustainability, now the first thing for Udaipur is water. The city is full of water, but the city is full of filthy water. Whether you talk about the lakes or the water bodies, step wells, very filthy. Now we've been raising our voices here, but an organization like CII could be very instrumental in taking this forward. When we talk about industries, we mainly move around the monetary aspect of it. But when you talk about sustainability, water is number one. That is lifeline, the soul of Udaipur. Every tourist who comes to Udaipur comes because of the water that Udaipur has. And it is the most basic necessity of a human being. Yet, collectively we are doing nothing about it. It is in such a filthy state that if you send the pollution control department at any point of time during any particular day, you will have the worst kind of samples everywhere in the city. Sadly, it is also in the residential colonies and industrial sector of Udaipur that there is no proper sewage. A lot of your groundwater is getting really badly disturbed because of all the filth that your colonies, your streets are carrying. There are major residential colonies in Udaipur, very posh ones. They have groundwater contaminated. Now these are very sad things about a city which is called smart city in books, but is not a very smart city. And it is also very sad that we are in 2025 and collectively we hold a lot of meetings under various organizations. We tend to raise our voices, but unfortunately there's nothing really seen on ground. Just a few weeks back there was a meeting here by the pollution control department, and the head officer from Jaipur had come here, IAS, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Ravi Kumar, and we also raised the matter with him. But if CII takes this forward, it would be wonderful. I mean, the voice would carry more weight and things could be done for the city. The other major issue is Udaipur, in every corner, every street, every colony, every major juncture, near every monument, has piles of garbage. And it can very easily be called a garbage city, if I'm not exaggerating it. And sadly, nothing is being done about it. We have spoken to the district collector, the divisional commissioner, you talk about the Nagar Nigam commissioner, raised it with the ministry. But on ground, we are just given promises which never come to realization. So these two factors, if you could really hammer on the right tables with your strong voices, this can bring about a wholesome change for Udaipur. And I'm sure this is pretty much a similar problem in all the other cities in Rajasthan. As he mentioned, traffic of course is the other one. Udaipur becomes full of traffic jam during 70 peak days of the year. Out of 365 days, 70 days are such that you cannot even properly walk in the city. In the old city, the walled city where the road leads to various five-star hotels, you cannot go about these streets very easily. They're full of traffic jams, and this problem has persisted for the last 15 to 17 years. Nothing at all done on ground, nothing at all. Every year meetings, every year presentations, every year people give suggestions, nothing on ground. If you can please work on this, and you can also take assistance from all of us here. I mean, whoever voluntarily wants to come forward, I would be happy to do it. We sincerely request you to take this forward with your organization. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. So please.
Thanks, okay. यश, मैं स्थिति इतनी बुरी नहीं है. I think अपन बात का बहुत बता रहे हैं. इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि सुधार नहीं हो सकता. Right? I'd like to remind everybody, आपने पानी रेज किया. उदयपुर का म्यूनिसिपल पानी is the cleanest. हम घर पे म्यूनिसिपल पानी पीते हैं, कुछ नहीं करते उसका, हम म्यूनिसिपल पानी पीते हैं आरओ से. मैं रेगुलरली टेस्ट करवाता हूँ और बोरवेल से बेटर पानी म्यूनिसिपल पानी है. स्विच कुछ कॉलोनीज में तकलीफ है, पुरानी कॉलोनीज में ज़्यादा है. अपने की जिम्मेदारी है. जितने सेप्टिक टैंक हैं, 15-20 साल से सेप्टिक टैंक खाली नहीं किए गए हैं, वो अपनी जिम्मेदारी है. और ट्रैफिक की मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहूँगा, 12-15 साल पहले जब एक मास्टर प्लान बना था, अपन ने, नागरिकों ने और इंडस्ट्री ने अपोज किया था. प्लान ये था कि गुजरात से और बाकी सारी जो गाड़ियाँ आएंगी उनको शहर के बाहर पार्किंग दी जाएगी, वो पार्किंग बनाई जाएगी और उनको फिर मैस ट्रांसपोर्ट से अंदर लाया जाएगा और अंदर एक मैस ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम बनाया जाएगा. अपन ने उसको अपोज किया था और वो पूरी तरीके से बना नहीं था. बहरहाल ये इतिहास है. इफ नाउ वी आर रेडी टू एक्ट एज वन, एंड माय प्रपोजल, संजय, नितिन जी, would be UCCI and CII together. We put together our minds and our might, and we put a proposal to the local UIT, UDA now, and to the collector, and we said this is the proposal. This is what the next 15 years in Udaipur looks like, and this is what traffic needs to look like, this is what water needs to look like, and then this is what the parks need to look like. Because the goal then we should set, Udaipur has a huge tourist influx, but Salvar Purana number, it was less than 2 days on average per tourist was spent in Udaipur, which is appalling. You need that many more people to come. If our goal we set that we want tourists to spend here 5 or 6 nights, that then becomes the goal from the city, and then we can work together with UCCI and CII to come up with a plan which says, how can we achieve people coming and staying on average here 5 or 6 nights? And the situation is not as bad. Of course, it is my city, I love it, we need to improve, but the situation is not that bad कि कचरा पड़ा हुआ है सब जगह and the water is that bad.
Thank you so much for your answer, but I'll just finish it in few lines. Yes, the situation is terrible. It is not bad, it is terrible. And there are video proofs, there are photographic evidence, and few of my committee members are sitting right here who day and night work on this. They bring it to the fore.
So at our end, you know what Nitin is also suggesting, and we can also do that. At the CIA level, we should have one meeting with your director, with your Udaipur Smart City CEO, and maybe with the IG here, so that the security around it, you know, the traffic around it, we will arrange that one meeting with them, you know, maybe open town hall, whatever structure we can have, you know, so that at least on these 3 sides, you know, the water and all those things, you know, the drinking water comes from the PhD, right? PhD. You can speak to Secretary PhD also, right, about it. So Let us give some time and then we'll figure out. I would love that some industry issues can be raised so that, yeah, please go ahead.
Hello sir, my name is Himanshu. My hometown is Udaipur, but I studied in VIT Vellore. I was doing ADAS in Bangalore. Currently, I started my own work. I'm doing research and development in AI, IoT, and blockchain for the field of finance, mobility, and energy. So currently, I'm doing some sort of research with electric tractor. So there is a man over here in Hiranodi Sector 6. He has brought TI Clean and Montra electric tractor. So for that reason, I'm also going through a lot of 3-wheelers and 2-wheelers electric vehicles. So for that reason, I felt there is a lot of gap between dealers and manufacturers. So if CII can do something to bring some confidence within the dealers, it would be better. Some business insurance for them, and how to penetrate and how to let them connect to the industries. And I have a brochure of electric tractor, and if somehow that client of mine can get benefit out of it, it will be better for him too.
I don't know how CIA. Okay. My friend, you have to send a suggestion because I'm not able to understand the full construct around your question. Because CIA is a body where we can work with the government or internal, right? So I'm not sure that how we can help leaders, about the business, right? So
like for example, I have seen their contracts, and I see it's one-sided always. So if some inspector is there to investigate and proofread the contract which they do sign with manufacturer, it would be better.
You need to send this whole requirement maybe on CIA Rajasthan, at the rate of CIA Rajasthan, right? Got it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, one issue that industry faces, well, I'm Sandeep Bhavna from Market Plastics. I'm also the Senior Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. One issue that industry faces is availability of land. What is happening is RICO is coming up with new industrial areas, but they have been raising the reserve prices so drastically. 2 months ago, we had bought, the reserve price was 12,000 in Karadwas. A month ago, it was raised to 14,000. So for RICO, it's a money-making exercise, but industry is suffering, and with these prices in the industrial area, it's very difficult for industries to come up and.
This is very बात करी थी secretary industry से कि RICO is not actually not supporting in the sense of the price, so and RICO is not the industry nowadays, so we'll raise this to the RICO MD, the chairman again. I think it consistently CII उठाता जा रहा है, तो कम से कम अभी land availability तो हो गया है,
Land available है,
हो गया है, but price सही नहीं मिल रहा है,
and ये जैसे बढ़ती है,
correct, absolutely.
It's a very
So
vast space.
yes, I
It can be
think
brought in
CII
by-
is very concerned about it, and we are raising this topic again and again with the authorities.
And another point that I wanted to mention was, we can say that the city is dirty or the water is dirty. It's not the case. हम क्या करें उसको सुधारने के लिए? That is what we have to talk about. So we as a company, we have been doing rainwater harvesting, and we have done it all across Udaipur in industrial areas everywhere. We have done more than 200 rainwater harvesting projects in this city, and looking at like it can be community buildings, it can be any kind of building who cannot do it. And if there are proposals of doing rainwater harvesting anywhere in Udaipur, we would be definitely looking at it.
Brilliant, sir.
So, associated with what Sandeep ji was saying, I told Ajitab also, and I think we should take this up very seriously. Madhya Pradesh, the way you do business in Madhya Pradesh today, it is 22nd century, it's not even 21st century. We must send a delegation to understand. There are no people involved. काम करने के लिए एक समय लगता है 3 हफ्ते 4 हफ्ते 5 हफ्ते अपन ये आर्ग्यू कर सकते हैं कि 6 हफ्ते कम है कि 4 हफ्ते, बट एक बार काम चालू हो जाता है तो फिर वो पीछे नहीं आता और लेफ्ट और राइट नहीं जाता, किसी पर्सन का इन्वॉल्वमेंट ही नहीं है, आप लिटरली काम आगे बढ़ाते जाते हो। लैंड लेना है अमेज़ॉन, आप एक अकाउंट बनाओ, उस प्लॉट पे क्लिक करो, अपने पैसे डालो, लैंड आपका, आपको किसी से बात भी नहीं करनी पड़ती, कोई नीलामी कोई रिजर्व नहीं। यहाँ जो 10 रुपये का की ज़मीन है वहाँ पे 1 रुपये की ज़मीन है। That is the delta that exists. We must send a delegation, and also I think the finance department should run every single unit and understand what GST collection is happening from those units. Because in Rajasthan, the amount of fallow units that are lying, even that will allow all existing units enough land to expand around themselves. So on the business side, but I think the biggest opportunity that exists for Udaipur on the 30th of June, an expression of interest closed for Vedanta University. Vedanta has been trying to put up a university since 2016. Odisha they had to pull out. I think if we can find the 250 acres that they want here, every state will be offering them land and will be offering them everything else. But in terms of the hospitals here, in terms of tourism here, and in terms of the industry here, if we can offer them a way of placing their students for the first 10 to 12 years, because that's how long it takes to set up an institution and set a name up. And if we can work to deliver the curriculum for them, then we can have a medical university, we can have an engineering university, a social science university, which is what they want to put up. And I think if we can really work on that in a focused manner, that will be a huge opportunity for Udaipur, and it will create some really big jobs for us here.
Yeah. So one more last question. So, please sir, we have two rates.
Good evening, sir. I'm Sheikh Mehta from Reliable Carriers. I'm from the logistics industry. The concern is the bad shape of infrastructure in the industrial areas. Most of the industrial areas do not have proper roads, proper road lights, which come under the government system. ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है जो जनरली एज ए लॉजिस्टिक्स प्रोवाइडर हम लोग बहुत फेस करते हैं, और जो ऐसे इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज होते हैं जहाँ पे प्रॉपर रोड्स नहीं है, तो वहाँ पर एक प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है कि शायद गाड़ी भरने भी नहीं भेजेंगे हम लोग, इतना प्रॉब्लम है। फैक्ट्री कहाँ पर है, प्रॉपर रोड नहीं है। जो इंडस्ट्रियल सॉरी स्टेट ऑफ तो गुडली इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया की हालत तो उदयपुर में ये है कि इतने बड़े गड्ढे हैं कि अगर गाड़ी गई तो कोई ना कोई पट्टा तोड़ के जरूर आएगी।
This is about Rico Industrial Area, right?
Yes sir, Rico Industrial Area।
We'll take it up with the Rico.
ये बहुत सीरियस प्रॉब्लम है इंफ्रा का सर। थैंक यू।
Yeah, please. Okay. Maybe last one or two.
Yeah. So same is the problem that industries are today facing to retain talent in Udaipur. Most of the industries today are borrowing talent from cities outside Udaipur, because Udaipur has become a city where talent is migrating from, not towards. And a non-walkable city, a filthy, dirty city, a city that is not medically does not has good medical infrastructure or safety security, also the logistics. It becomes difficult for talents, not only women, for all genders. We ourselves on a regular basis we face this problem where our higher talent want to leave the city because they cannot see the future here. That is why it is important for all the questions that were asked to make it not only cleaner but sustainable.
What CI can do there?
CI has this intent that for industries to grow, it is important that the talent of Udaipur
Skill training, right? Skill training, because infra तो बहुत बड़ा काम the local community का और plus the government local college का होता है, but skill training काफी
नहीं सर, स्किल ट्रेनिंग तो सिर्फ उनको स्किल प्रैक्टिस करने में हेल्प करेगी, बट उनको उदयपुर में रहने के लिए जो सड़कें चाहिए, जो फुटपाथ चाहिए, वो एक मेजर रोल प्ले करती है, क्योंकि उनके पास बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं उदयपुर के बाहर जाके ज़्यादा पैसा कमाने की। उदयपुर में जो कंफर्ट मिलता है उसके साथ जो फैसिलिटीज ह्यूमन एक्सपेक्ट करता है वो नहीं है। Women face this problem even more. That's it.
So last one, right? पीछे सर, एक पीछे सर, पीछे, yeah, please sir, who is the head here?
Hello everyone. $350 billion seems like a dream number that all of us are trying to achieve as the GDP of Rajasthan. A substantial portion of this is going to be the new industries and new manufacturing startups which are emerging not only in the city but also in the entire region. Just trying to understand what's the support that and the ecosystem support that the early stage startups who are looking forward to manufacturing in Udaipur can get from CIE.
Sure.
Can you repeat, please?
Please.
So I'm trying to understand the support that CII can give to the early stage manufacturing startups who are looking forward to start their manufacturing utilities within the city.
So if you become member of CII, so there are various programs which support startups and so many things. So definitely you should be a member of CII.
can we get more details on what exactly is the support so that, so we have a lot of early stage startups here within the crowd, so we just want to understand more what exactly is the support that we can get from CII.
CII has a center of excellence on startups and innovation based out at Hyderabad, and in this we connect industry with the startups and also provide mentorship and financing also. So we will provide you, please send us the details also. We will connect you to the center of excellence, and we shall be more than happy to connect the startups with the industry. Also, we can set up your meetings with the state government at Jaipur as also the industry members, because many of the industry members are looking for the diversification also. But if you have any ideas or proposals, then definitely we shall be happy to collaborate. So we have a colleague that Mr. Abhishek Dixit, who is the zonal head of CII based out of Jaipur, based out at Jaipur only. We will provide you the details after the program so that you can send us them.
Last but not the least, thank you so much. Just to reiterate what he has just said, Suketji, आपसे और the gentleman from the rainwater harvesting, we need more hands to understand you. We understand we had lots of meetings, and on ground we have proof and evidences not to show that our city is bad. We were working towards that it is the best city, and every time we get tourists overwhelming, they should get what the feedback is, because we get the feedbacks also. तो अगर थोड़ा सा टाइम है सुकेश जी, उसके बाद में थोड़ा मिल लेंगे, and we'll tell you what is in the ground so that we can work together to make the city better. And second thing, sir, I took the right platform, but congratulations, Sanjay ji, that you are no more a small finance bank anymore. A small finance bank, that is a universal bank right now, and I think what I've read about you, it's a great achievement, and congratulations for you. And one very light remark or something, but I think finance हम सबकी जिंदगी में बहुत important role करता है, because अगर आप कोई भी करोगे finance की जरूरत पड़ती है. तो ये जैसे आपने वहाँ से पिकअप किया था कि नितिन जी जब भी बोलते हैं कि संजय अग्रवाल जी ये तो ओपन हाउस करवा दो 15 मिनट का, तो हम न्यूज़ में पढ़ते हैं. आई एम श्योर इट वुड बी अ बेनाइस रिमार्क, बट जब हम बोलते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल जब कि तेल इतना रशिया से हमको इतना चीप मिल रहा है और काफी टाइम से हम ले रहे हैं, और जब अमेरिका में हमको बोला कि इसका जरूरत नहीं है, सो वी हैव कंटिन्यूड आवर दिस थिंग व्हिच इज अ वेरी गुड स्टैंड एज फार एज इंडिया इज कंसर्न, but it does not reflect very much on the petrol prices and the diesel prices for the vehicles that we run today, right? It's just the same. It crosses 100. It's only a very few places where it is below 100. And what I'm asking you is that same, if I can ask you as a banker, that repo rate से 2-3 बार कट हो गई है, FDs पे तो बहुत जल्दी असर आ जाता है उसका कि भैया 8 से 6.5 हो गई है, loans सस्ते नहीं होते अभी तक. So I think if you can throw some light on the positivity about कि loans सस्ते हो गए हैं, तो ऑन ग्राउंड चीजें सर अलग लगती हैं, and I think if you can throw some light on it, thank you so much.
Okay, so थोड़ा CII राजस्थान को छोड़ना पड़ रहा है मुझे. So, but I think it's good for general knowledge for everybody that when you lend a loan, right? Any bank will lend your money. There are two ways to lend. One is on fixed rate, and one is on variable rate, right? And if your loan was in fixed rate, then bank is also taking a call that यदि interest rate बढ़ गया तो आपका rate बढ़ेगा नहीं, और interest rate घटा तो घटेगा नहीं. So and interest rate fixed भी क्या कर सकता है, ये RBI के rules है. It's not dependable on the bank to bank or customer to customer, right? So if you are running a business, and I believe you people are running a business, right? And if you are taking a loan, most of the people would have a variable rate. And variable rate को बैंक को benchmark कराना पड़ता है with some outside parameter, right? It may not be a repo rate. It may be a GSEC. It may be a T-bills. It may be a. So once you are entering with a bank with any contract, you should ask, my variable rate is benchmarked with what rate? Is it with GSEC? Is it with policy rate? Is it with T-bills? Is it with your own MCLR? All those things. So rate will get adjusted based on that reduction of it. So but repo rate reduction, sir, is a direction. Is a direction, right? And just 6 months we had this cut, right? the whole transmission of this cut to the eventual lending rate will take around 1 year, you know. In FD also, you know, it takes some time to build up, you know, because आपने जो पहले FD बना रखी है, यदि वो 2 साल बना रखी है, उसके 2 साल के बाद adjust होती है. Incrementally we do now, but in a bank balance sheet, the incremental money is not that huge. The previous money is more, right? That don't get adjusted, right? So over the period, the cost of money of a bank does not overnightly, you know, go on the south side, right? वो कम नहीं होता है overnightly. So it's a very, I would say, every bank, and I'm not saying that I'm pushing my case here, but every quarter, आप मुझे लगता है जितने बैंकों से आप पैसा लेते होंगे, वो सब listed होंगे. Every bank is a listed bank, even AU Bank. Every quarter we announce our cost of money, and we give comparison that my cost of money in the quarter 1 was this, my cost of money quarter 2 is this. So you can actually see this, that मैं बैंक का cost कम हो रहा है, मेरा cost कम नहीं कर रहा है. You can go and ask bank, and bank can give you document that your rate is this. So I think it's a very transparent and very straight through kind of process. I know finance subject is not easy, you know, half of the people don't understand, but I think your CFO or you're a chartered accountant, your consultant would be knowing all those things. So, and it's a very open kind of industry. We don't have much to hide, honestly, because there's a regulator who always pushes us that you have to communicate with your customer with full transparency so that the trust remains stronger there, right? So I think you will see this thing, but my own assumption is this, that India's GDP this year is around 6.5, 6.7. Our inflation, you know, last year was in the range of 4%. This year it is only around 2%. So India is not growing. So if India is not growing, RBI is doing everything to push for growth. When they push for a growth, they want to build more liquidity for the banks, right? And they build more liquidity, the interest rates goes down. 5% repo rate is it not in US now? US की तरह rate कम नहीं कर रहा है. There is always a currency risk, right? So I believe industry को काफी पैसा अभी सस्ते में मिल रहा है. You know, in my opinion, you know, if you have a good balance sheet, if you have a मेरे थोड़ा बात का टॉपिक था आपने अभी कर दिया. So if you have अच्छी balance sheet है, you have a good rating available, you can show your transparency to the bankers. I think you have more choices because बैंक भी सफर कर रहा है क्रेडिट ग्रोथ से. मतलब इस साल हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं क्रेडिट ग्रोथ ऑन ए नेशनल लेवल would be lesser than 10%. Last year it was 11%. So bank has more money to lend, right? So then we don't have a choice to negotiate much. हमको भी पैसा जल्दी देना होता है. I'm just sharing a secret, right? So I think you also have to be very honest with your documents, your business model, your transparency. You can price better than the last 2 years, in my opinion. I hope I answered your question, sir. Almost. Almost. Okay. I'll try next time. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So it's over now. Yeah. So over to you now, Swezi.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, for conducting the session very professionally. This interaction will definitely help.
Almost.
This interaction will definitely help members and non-members and also CI to understand the issue and take it up to at appropriate level. Also, I'm glad that President of Udaipur Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Manish Kagutia ji, Senior Vice President Sandeep Bapna ji, Vice President Ashish Chawla ji, and President Hasina ji is here. So we are very glad. Now I would request Mr. Amit Director.
Okay. So without taking more time, I would like to announce that new leadership of CIA at Udaipur zone for next year, which is 25-26, you know, I would request Amit ji, Director, Pyrotech Control India Limited, to take the responsibility of Chairman CIA Udaipur zone. So, okay. And Mr. Nitin Gatani, Managing Director, Sri Logistics Private Limited, to take the responsibility of Vice Chairman CIO Udaipur zone. Congratulations, sir. अगेन सुनील जी आपके लिए एक ही कहावत है, मुझे भी एक साल आप सुनाएंगे ये कि इफ यू आर वंस ए चेयरमैन you always remain chairman in CIA. So I would like to welcome you in the past chairman group of Udaipur with support and mentors the counseling years for the coming years. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sunil. Over to you, Sunil. Yeah, Amit. Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before proposing vote of thanks, I would request Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, Chairman CIA Rajasthan, to give away a collage of photos of last 2 years and memento to Mr. Sunil Punawar.
Yeah, and I would love that we should have a standing ovation for Sunil ji for his last year performance and thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to start with thanking CII and Chairman CII Rajasthan for reposing faith in me, for providing me the opportunity to lead the initiatives of CII in Udaipur zone as Chairman in 2025-2026. Thank you, Sanjay ji and Nitin ji, for joining us today for the CII Udaipur annual session. I would also like to thank all the members for joining us today at the annual session of CII Udaipur. We will keep up the good work and I propose to work upon the following focus areas for this year. Policy advocacy and engaging with government at local, state and central levels. Enhancing MSME's competitiveness. Business development and international relations, membership growth and connect, educating membership for use of CII 12 Center of Excellence and motivate them to use our services, representation of Udaipur members in the state panels and committees, media management and publicizing CII initiatives. I would request all members to have their active participation in CII initiatives. I would also request all the guests here to kindly send your suggestions which you think we need to take up this year. Email addresses should be shared by Nitin for sending the suggestions.
Abhishek.Dikshit@CII.in. Abhishek Dikshit, he is the zonal head of CII Udaipur. His email ID is abhishek.abhishek. Abhishek is the zonal head of CII Udaipur.
Can you come up so that people can see you? Oh, okay. Right. But it's good to come and
So he will be connecting with most of the members. He is already in touch, so that you can send his suggestions to him.
Thank you. I would request all participants to be seated and stay with us for an interesting and informative session on Udaipur Rising, investments and sustainable growth, wherein we have very senior speakers from and outside Udaipur, who will touch upon various important topics like banking and finance, role of AI, mining, startups, MSMEs, and role of R&D and manufacturing. Thank you.
So we'll start in 5 minutes, sir. Thank you so much.
हाँ